Welcome to another week of the Community Podcast, bringing you the latest in pop culture, politics, social issues, and everything in between. With your hosts, Trent, Anya, and Ramesh. And this week's special guest from the service culture firm, Nadia Bain. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and anywhere that you find a podcast. Let's get started.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another exciting and informative business episode of the Community.
Woohoo!
As you can see, today we have a special guest, Nadia Bain. She's going to be talking business with us, as well as keeping us abreast of what's going on in her ventures lately. So let's dive into our first topic of discussion. Recently, companies like Amazon and Google have seen an increase in productivity with their employees working remotely. Do you guys think companies should be open to having employees work remotely more often post-vaccine?
I totally agree with it. I think it's more convenient for the company and for the employees. I don't have to commute anymore. I don't have to get distracted at work when I'm doing my work. I don't have to pretend like I'm working for 8 hours when I'm really only working for 4.
YouTube.
Okay. What's up, web? But honestly, like I think it kind of frees the employee to find their best work cycle and be more productive. And for the employers, I don't necessarily have to pay for the maintenance of the building, the air conditioning, feeding you guys, all of the other bills that I incur. So it works out once persons know how to be productive in their circumstance. It works.
Yeah, for me, I'm in a situation now where I am working from home, and the adjustment has actually been fairly seamless. You would think that, because you're so used to a rigid 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 situation and sitting behind a desk and being to your computer, that you're not going to be as productive in a day if you are home in a relaxed environment. But that's actually incorrect. I find that I plan out my day a little better because I know what leisure I would like to have versus what amount of work that I want to accomplish. So it gives me, I guess, that empowerment to manage my time better. I think that when I'm in a work situation or when I'm behind a desk, I don't necessarily manage my time as well because I think, I'm to work, I have until 6 o'clock.
Or
Whereas
there's
when I'm
more
home,
distractions from friends and colleagues and things of
right,
that sort.
like at work, I mentally put myself on a timer that I get there at 9 and by 6, the work has to be done. Whereas at home, it's like the work will be completed today. When that day ends, that's up to me. So if I want my day to end at 3, that just means that I put in more work up until 3 and then I relax for the rest of my day. Or if I want to break it up, I have that ability too. So I think that's what helps persons to be a little bit more productive with working from home.
Like Nadia was saying, save money both and for the company as well as for you, the worker, because there's so many different things that you spend money on unnecessarily with having people coming to the office or with you as the employer, paying for different things. So I think working remotely is a good thing. But I think for me personally, it would be rough because I'm semi okay with time management. However, I feel like there's more distraction, or I feel as though I would become more lazy because I'm home.
Okay.
Even though I might say, okay, let's sit to the dining room table or to a desk where I'm sitting up, so it forces me to stay awake compared to if I was at work and I'm sitting to my desk, but I know my boss is going to pass by. So I have to be sure that I have my work or I have some sort of work that I'm doing. But I think it fits for the person itself, and the employee and the company would have to figure out who I
The
guess.
best
How?
fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm intrinsically motivated, so I wouldn't have to worry about whether I'll be focused or not. I just prefer that in-person engagement. It's just more enjoyable. When you think hospitality, that's what you think of. But I would definitely be open to working remotely. So you guys are saying, Ramisha and Nadia, that you would work remotely full time if offered in your expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
For me, I'm an introvert, so I don't necessarily require that in-person interaction. Yes, I do enjoy it. There's a difference. You're not going to get that same emotion or connection with someone, but at the same time, it's what I'm willing to gain or lose. So am I willing to gain my sanity and my peace by being able to manage my time and work from home? Or do I want to be more heavily pressured and be able to get one or two jokes in when no one is watching? Because truthfully, that's what it is. You're actually sneaking to bond with your coworkers when you're at work. It's not like you have that flexibility to be like,
Yes.
yeah,
It's
chat,
like
this
a
and this
lot
and
of
that.
time, a lot of time for that. Yeah.
I,
Whereas if you are home, you could be on the phone with your coworker all day. Once your work getting done, your manager does not care. Unless you are a telemarketer and you're supposed to be on the phone with the customers, then please don't be on the phone with your best friend.
I think working with a remote team will definitely reveal the skills, the leadership skills of managers and supervisors, and
Mm-hmm.
their ability to guide a team per
Yeah.
se. But
Without them being completely in their presence.
you can imagine being micromanaged in a digital environment with 50 WhatsApp messages and emails inquiring on whether the assignment is finished or not. I think I'd go crazy.
I would mute it. I'd mute the person.
Micromanage me in person. Hmm?
I'd mute the person. I'd see the number of messages going up, but oh, I didn't have my phone. I'm so sorry. You were
Or
trying to send me something?
times to answer you. So, like, I will answer in the morning, midday, early afternoon. I just won't be
Every two
answering.
seconds.
No. But I'm going to be open to communication.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you guys think the effects of the economy due to this pandemic will influence people to be more ambitious and invest into their careers or businesses, or invest into preparing to get into customer and business readiness? Do you think people will be more invested into that? Or do you think people would be more uncertain and confused?
So my thing is, I would encourage persons to. I wouldn't want to just say hustle, but I want to encourage you to. This is the time to explore your skills, explore your strengths. So whatever it is that you need to tune it up. You know, if you need to get that certification, if you need to practice, if you need to do some pro bono stuff until you get paid work, if you need to sharpen your skills, do that. Because at the end of the day, businesses have shown that they've done one thing, and when something happened, they were
Something
scrambling.
else.
You see where they fall short.
Right. So as imagine as a person, that shows you that okay, I need to get it together. I need to have multiple revenue
Streams of
income
income.
streams.
Mm-hmm.
I need to rest in my talent. So whatever it is that I'm good at, let me perfect it and be great at it. And let's see if we can get this money different ways. I would encourage persons to do that.
Nadia, I completely agree with that because
Totally.
for me, yes, you may. So let's take someone who may be in the retail industry. So yes, I may be a sales clerk for some mega company, and they can hire me right now. Can I cook? Yeah, pretty good. Everybody tells me they love my food. So why not cook during this time off? Why not, especially if it's something that you enjoy? If there is something that you enjoy doing that you still do on the side, kick that thing up to another level, you know? So instead of just, oh, I'm just going to cook lunch and go to this one place and hope that people buy. No, that's when you need to start sending those WhatsApp messages. Hey, I'm doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The meals will be available XYZ. Go to farmers markets. The farmers markets have been crazy during this pandemic. You have to be able to find those different places to market yourself. Because at the end of the day, yes, I may enjoy your food, but I ain't gonna remember to go when I had a conversation with Nadia and Anya and Trent to be like, man, you know what I had yesterday? Susie fried chicken. You know, if that's not a topic of conversation in our day to day, it's not gonna come up. Whereas if you send me a WhatsApp telling me, oh, this is your menu, then I'm going to do that
Correct.
courtesy of
Yeah,
forwarding
daily
your
WhatsApp.
menu on because
Every
I
day.
want you to get business.
Every day you got to keep people updated.
And it's difficult. I don't want anyone out there to feel like marketing or selling yourself is going to be an easy task. No, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. You're not going to be an instant success. So don't give up on yourself because that's the first thing that you can't do. Once you believe in yourself and you know and are confident in what you're doing, it's just going to take time. It's going to take time for you to get to that step.
I feel like exploring all of your skills and not just devoting everything to what you want to do can be a good thing. But it's easier said than done.
It's easier
And
done than said.
yeah, it's easier done than said when you're looking to be self-employed. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
applying to be employed, that's a little bit more difficult because persons are looking at your resume and going, okay, we understand that you want to try marketing, but you're more your resume says that you have more experience in HR, and we don't think that you're the best fit. So, do you think the businesses are, um, you know, care about something like that?
Double Dutch, can I?
Oh,
Please, Nadia,
oh.
Hold on for a second.
because I
Hold
feel
on
like
for a
that has
second.
definitely
My
happened
thing
to me
is,
before.
you have to be you have to do it. It is your choice whether or not you decide to put that on your resume, but it is a conversation to be had. What were you doing in this gap? Everybody should know, expect a gap in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're currently employed, expect a gap.
Mm-hmm.
But the big question is, everybody was like doing something, whether you were just focusing on your mental health and holding it together, or you were exploring your skills. You can say that you did that and you can lay it out. So again, you can decide whether or not you want to say that. But you should be not afraid to do something. And because what separates you from the persons who are actually experiencing it is that the experienced person decided to say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to do it. If I don't know how to do it, I'm going to figure out how to do it. If I don't know how to do it well, I'll learn from somebody and I'm going to do it. But at the end of the day, the common denominator is that they did it. So whether you want to be proud of it and have that conversation while you're applying with person and say, hey, what are you up to? Well, actually, while my background is in this, I'm also skilled in X, Y, and Z. And this is the things that I've been doing while I've been applying. Will this be a hindrance while I'm working here? No, because it's kept me busy during that time. But I'm still here to focus on what it is that I have to do with your company and to make it better. But this is just something that is a labor of love to me. And I don't think this is going to stop.
So Nadia, it's more like it's not that you shouldn't put it on your resume, but it's more how you word it.
Yes.
Because like how you did it just now, it's like it didn't seem like, okay, well, I've been focusing on HR, but now in 2020 I took the jump to say, let me go do a little bit in marketing. So it's more so like how you word it or how you say it rather than just putting it there and then
just hoping somebody interprets it
from what your previous work has been.
Right.
So what I would say is, and I know we're going to touch on it a little bit later on in this episode, but as simple as someone, once again, I'm going back to a cook because I feel like that is something that happens so often, where you want to cook, you enjoy cooking, and on your resume, instead of placing Shani's Little Chef's Kitchen and breaking down what you do, on the interest you put cook, swim, and ride bike. Yes, I understand that you enjoy cooking and swimming down there, But that doesn't help me as someone looking to employ you to get a better understanding of, oh wow,
What it is.
during the pandemic, even though money was running low, you decided to take the little bit of money you had and try and flip it by doing a business. That means you have drive, that means you're passionate, and that means you really do enjoy cooking.
You have
That's,
transferable skills. You took
you
those
understand?
skills that you learned on that job, in that HR, that administrative, those organizational, those time
And you
management
turned
skills,
it
and
into a business.
it's something that you enjoy, and you made that profitable, or you made it well known. Wow! If you can do that with just something that you enjoy doing, imagine what you can do for our company.
So I know the question, Trent, was, do we feel that person's will? I think it's going to be 50-50. There are going to be persons that come out of this pandemic and be like, listen,
A success
I had a
story with a
job.
new business.
I had a job going into this pandemic, so I need my job coming out of it. I want to know long story. That's how some person's mindset is going to be coming out of it. Whereas there are
Yeah.
going to be those persons who are like, you know what? I understand that the world is just not the world that it was prior to. So I now need to make a better place for myself and my family, so that if we have another pandemic in the future, or if something were to happen, I don't have to suffer the way I suffered this time around. So there are those going
I
to be those
think
persons that think that way, but there are also going to be persons that are just going to be like, that ain't my issue.
I think that this pandemic, though, it has forced, especially us younger persons who we're really now just getting into the work field, it has forced us to realize that one, income is just not sufficient any longer. You know, maybe the older persons who would have went through the
Great Depression
what's
and all these different
right,
things.
and the decline in the economy, what, a couple of years ago, we were still in high school or we were still in school, so we didn't experience that. But now for us as young adults in the working field, it actually showed me that, listen, one salary, one job is not enough anymore, because things are happening so quickly. Because one day I was to work, the next day, oh well, we don't know when you'll be returning to work. And I rely on this
Yeah.
one salary. So it shows that obviously we have to look into second or other ways of bringing in income, and also important that we save as best as we can. I know it's a little difficult for a lot of people to do because there's so much things happening, but it does force me. It forced me to actually think about it a lot. What is the second thing, or what is another thing that I can do that can assist me in terms of increasing my income and not just be so solely dependent on my main job. Because even if you do something on the side, it doesn't have to become your number one form of income. It could just be something extra that you could use that money to save up, or use that money to
Live
purchase
life.
different things that you need that your
Just have a
main
leg on the
job
table.
isn't doing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're definitely encouraging persons to be fearless, go out there, explore your skills, um, get your certifications, get your degree, do whatever you can to definitely thrive in this um, competitive economy. And remember that there's never a testimony without a test. And speaking of testimonies, it's time for Community Spotlight, is what I call it. I don't know if we might make that a new thing. We're going to
Sure.
put Nadia, our
We'll
guest,
see.
into our spotlight today. She's going to be talking about Service Culture Firm.
Your search for professional service providers is over. Check out Service Culture Firm, where service is our strength. We have a wide variety of services to meet the needs of individuals, micro, small, and medium enterprises. Our products include resume redesign, customer service and sales training, social media management, and web design. Our team is known for its responsiveness and quality service. For more information, visit serviceculturefirm.com or find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We can't wait to serve you.
For persons that may not know, what is Service Culture Firm?
So Service Culture Firm is a small consulting company. We specialize in HR functions, sales, customer service training. We actually do web design. There's some production involved as well. So we are diverse. We also do social media management. So whatever millennials are doing, we're doing.
Okay, well-rounded.
Dose of everything.
Mhm.
Please manage my social media. Please. Get it together.
I've got you. I don't have TikTok though. I see that you're very strong on TikTok.
Yeah. Did you like it?
From the videos that I've seen,
Next question.
it varies. It varies
Okay.
in terms of the topics that you cover. So that's cool. I like that.
After working in HR, in the HR field for major companies, what encouraged you to branch out on your own?
So further I want to say further to what we were saying earlier. I believe that a table needs many legs to stand firm and strong. So service culture was actually something that started back in 2017. My husband really pushed it more in terms of the training services that he was offering. I took more of a silent partner advisory role. And so when I decided to depart from one of the companies that I worked with, my philosophy is I'm not going to wait for you to feed me, I'm going to eat. So I'm going to take the skills that I know that I have and apply it. If I'm going to work as hard as I do for a company, I can put in even more effort for myself and then see where that takes me. And I'm actually very happy that I did so.
Stepped out.
Yeah, step out. So it's been quite a journey. I would not lie to you that I think what everybody says, entrepreneurship has its ebbs and flows. So some days you're like, forget this, slave me, please. But then some days I am just like really amazed at what we're able to produce and very proud. And in terms of the relationships that I've gained and the traction that we've gotten, I don't know, it's just an amazing thing.
Trust me, you should be proud. I mean, just last week, she posted a video, and I was just like,
The
question,
content, right? The
like,
content.
who does your videos? Because I just need to
content.
know. Because
I know, right?
this
Well,
is
I mean, she
A
did say do a
plus.
little bit of graphics.
That's not no little bit of graphics. Trust me,
She
Attention,
low key,
bro.
she trying to be low key with it.
okay? So I trust me. You should truly be proud of the work that your company has been doing so far.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
What would you say is one of the most challenging things that you've encountered since branching out?
COVID. So, coronavirus, COVID-19. Yeah, that little virus. As if stepping out on your own wasn't difficult enough, there was the disruption that COVID brought. We didn't foresee it coming. So everything was going well, business was growing and booming, and bam, a lot of persons had to stop. Businesses were uncertain. Persons were uncertain if they were trying to apply to businesses. So a lot of persons were skeptical on what direction their business should go, right? And so that affects us because we assist businesses. We assist persons who are seeking to be employed as well. So what that has caused us to have to do is to definitely diversify. So going back to what I was saying, we do a little bit of everything. If one thing isn't bringing it in, we have to do something else. And we have to be able to be resilient. So it's been challenging, but in a good way because it's forced us to step outside of our comfort zone. And it's forced us to grow. Certain opportunities that we're looking at right now, the Lord knows that we wouldn't have even considered it before. But now look at us, you're hitting a stride. And in that regard, I appreciate COVID for that. It's challenged us to grow.
Okay. I think you touched on it just a little bit, but if you can go a little bit deeper for me, who's your target market? Who can actually benefit from your services?
So again, we're looking at businesses. We offer business to business. Small, medium, micro enterprises, those persons who are looking to grow their teams, to educate their teams, who are looking to put some structure in place in terms of policies and procedures. Those persons who are looking to advertise their company, especially social media marketing. And so you've seen some of the videos that we've produced. We produce those for other videos, for other companies as well. We also assist persons who are looking to be employed. So we help them with their resume redesign. In another video that I produced, we offered some tips and tricks for persons to market themselves a little bit better. So yeah, I think I've covered a lot of it. I'm not quite sure. And there's more that we're doing that hasn't been unveiled just yet. So I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
More to come. You heard it here first.
Nadia, you did mention something about tips. You assist persons with, giving them tips and things of that sort. Could you give us one tip, one, maybe two if you'd like, that to help persons land a job, especially now? Maybe there's a company that might be looking for a few people right now to hire. What is one or two tips that you could probably throw at someone right away to help them land that job?
I would say, and in all truth and honesty, be confident in yourself. Be true to who you are and market that. So you need to sit down and have a conversation with yourself. Don't talk back now. But you need to have a conversation with yourself and understand, let's say, who Anya is. What's Anya's background? Where is it that Anya is trying to go? How would Anya like to be seen? How would you like to be represented? What are some skills that you possess? How can those skills be applied to that company or benefit that company? Will even making this transition to that company be beneficial to Anya? Because you need to believe it. Because when you have that conversation with those employers, they need to believe it as well. You need to be sincere. They have the opportunity to speak with hundreds of thousands of persons. And so that genuine interaction with somebody who is comfortable in their skills and confident in themselves is definitely going to set you apart from the rest. And that also ties into how you represent yourself in your resume. So you focus on your strengths and you don't just list them, you describe how they can be applied to the company. You focus on your achievements, you focus on where it is that you'd like to go and how they are in line with the company's culture and the company's mission and vision.
Right.
I think that can really help a person to hopefully land the job that they're looking for.
I actually like that. Lastly, do you guys have any promotions or any upcoming specials, Zoom meetings, anything of that sort that
you can tell us about?
Okay, so for the entire month of November, once you reach out to us at info@serviceculturefirm.com and you mention that you watched this episode of the community, you can even say T15. We'll apply a 15% discount to any one of our services that you're interested in for Service Culture Firm. So that's TTAEA. I can spell, I promise you. English is easy. TEA 15 when you're requesting a service at info@serviceculturefirm.com.
Perfect. Perfecto. We appreciate that, Nadia.
Problem.
Speaking of English and spelling, Nadia, where can we find you? How can we contact you to receive your amazing and, informative and significant services?
Much. You can contact us on our website, www.serviceculturefirm.com. You can send us an email, info@serviceculturefirm.com. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. Just search Service Culture Firm.
Oh, just out there.
We're out there. Okay?
Yes, and we'll have that information down in the links below, in our description below, so you can check out the service culture from there.
I love it.
All right, it's time to have some fun. Who want to have some fun?
Woohoo!
I have a little game for you guys.
Okay.
So earlier in the show, Ramesh mentioned that he was an introvert.
Mm.
I'm going to name a profession or career path, and I want you guys to tell me what do you think, who do you think would be best fit for that path, an introvert or an extrovert?
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. I like
Let's
this.
start
That's good.
with something a little, easy. Let's start with graphic designer.
Introvert.
Yeah, that person doesn't necessarily need to interact with anybody per
Yeah.
se.
Do you think that they'll be able to perform in a jovial environment? The culture of the company very upbeat, jovial, a lot of communication. So yes, you're working alone, but you still have a lot of people walking around, smiling, getting on your last introvert nerves.
I think
Um,
you just have to basically have communication skills
yeah,
because you just need to be able to understand and interpret what it is those jovial people want designed. And then after that, you get to work.
and
So the big question is along.
the thing about it is, if, like Nadia said, if you are able to comprehend what someone is asking you, then they're less likely to follow up with you for something else because you would have gotten it right the first time. So
Right away.
that's actually how an introverted graphic designer maximizes on that by, what all do you need? Let's walk through it now, because after this conversation, don't come back to me.
I'm just sending work.
Yeah.
Worse, if I have a form created, a good Google Doc that asks all the questions, you put in that work order, you don't even need to talk.
All right, okay. Construction worker. It's a little.
What should the person be, or what is that person most likely?
What do you think would be best?
It depends
Most
on
likely.
their skills because, like, some semi-skilled or skilled workers are more introverts than the unskilled workers who are more extroverted.
Right.
I mean,
So
that's what I've encountered.
I feel like if you are working on a construction site as a general laborer, you have to have an extroverted personality,
Definitely.
because if you are an
Definitely.
introvert, you will be stressed and antagonized by persons who
In the
are
sun.
always conversing and always
Right.
trying to build a conversation when you're just like, friend,
I want to
put
get
this
this work.
block right there and pour the cement and let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it all depends on, like Nadia said, if I am a plumber, I don't necessarily need to interact with you. I'm just coming to run these pipes and dip. So yeah, I think it varies. If you're a
It
construction
depends on the
worker,
position. Yeah.
yeah.
What's your specialty? And then that dictates if you need to be introverted or extroverted.
Okay. Accountant. I want to hear this one.
Introverted for sure.
Introvert.
Never-
Total introvert.
They like numbers. They don't like people.
I've never found an extroverted accountant.
No,
Totally.
no.
There's no explanation for that. Just
Yeah,
totally
they just
introvert.
ain't on the run.
Okay.
That's really true. I've never met an extroverted accountant. Like, never.
It's not them. That's not what they look for.
Do you guys have any in mind?
Yes, I would
Let's
love
go
to
to
have.
nurse.
Go ahead,
Nurse, I
Reese.
feel, should be extroverted. They should be. Because I
think
want
the
someone to
person said
organically.
helping
I want you to
professions.
organically interact with me.
Yes.
Okay, so Ramesh, they probably don't have to interact. Okay, let me just say interact. You probably don't have to be an extrovert. But for me, whether you believe it or not, I am an introvert as well. But I love children. So I can still.
Is this like does the audience
I can
base?
still.
We
Not
should do the
good?
poll. We'll fill up the poll. Is Trent introverted?
Even though I can be introverted, I do love children. And I am very patient with children. I'm actually more patient with children than I am adults.
So you'd be a pediatric nurse versus just a regular nurse.
So I could be a teacher or I could be a pediatric nurse. So maybe it's the love for the actual job. Maybe the nurse may be an introvert, but she has a passion for caring for others.
Okay. Well, mine that I want to ask, especially to this group, human resources representative.
Oh
I
boy,
believe that you should be an extroverted person
impartial,
unless you're dealing with HRIS
impartial avert.
Whew.
or
So
compensation and benefits.
for me, I feel like that's the person that should be the mix.
Yeah.
The reason why you should have those introverted qualities is for that confidentiality part of the job.
You now hold on
Purpose.
now. You could be
This is
extrovert and confidential.
I agree. However, as an extrovert, just from witnessing, you have that desire to just want to converse with someone. So it's not saying that you don't have the ability to keep a
Someone
secret
came to
or
mind
hold
when you said that.
information confidential. It just means that it's so much harder to make sure that what information is in my head I need to hold close to me, and what information I'm conversing with you I need to be able to do. Now,
I found that I have had that challenge because I will change the topic very quickly. Hey, you know what's up? What's coming up in the pipeline for like who they're hiring? But you know what? You watched that last episode of so and so. But didn't you fall on the other day? Like, how's your leg doing? Like,
Let's talk about bad feeling.
you don't switch because that's not your best. But you know you can't ask that. But anyway, girl, let's catch up. No.
I want to say yes, Nadia, but I also know I know that the extroverted and a lot of people would be like, yeah, girl, because let me tell you why Susie couldn't get that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it varies on the culture of the company.
see, for me as an introverted, I consider myself an introverted extrovert. So let me give myself that full statement. I know that my job requires me to be an extrovert, so I am able to put on when I need. So I know that if I'm interviewing someone, I can't be in the room. Good morning. What's your name? No, I need to make you feel welcome. So I need to be, good afternoon, how's your day going? I can tell you though, once you walk out of that room, it's like, oh,
Like,
gosh.
Like depleted.
Listen,
I'm just.
but that also makes it that persons aren't running to me for information because they know, oh, he ain't
He ain't fit
in
in.
a good mood today or he in a bad mood.
Also needed because then you want persons to be able to come to you if they have any issues or concerns and not have that pause that they would have if you're not necessarily
So true.
an extroverted person, you know, because with human resources, like we are the cog between the company and the employees. And so if one side can approach us, but the other side can't, that's not necessarily beneficial to the flow of conversation.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's why I said it truly depends on the culture of the organization. Because there are companies out there, believe it or not, where persons are afraid to walk into HR. And that's not something
not a good
that
climate.
I know.
It's not a healthy climate, actually. If you
Not
work
at
for
all.
a company like that,
Union.
Oh my God, when that word was going around.
I mean, but you
Lovely
need somebody
day
to
it
talk
is.
to, and if I can't talk to HR or my issues aren't being met, then I need somebody on my side that is going to petition on behalf of me.
It's very true.
All right, Nadia, thank you so much for being here with us today and introducing us to Service Culture Firm and your services. Remember that you guys can find Nadia at
info@serviceculturefirm.com. You can reach out to us through that email. You can find us online, www.serviceculturefirm.com, or check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. However you want to find us, put out a smoke signal. We'll answer.
And don't forget to check out the community on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
And everywhere that you can find a podcast.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll see you on another exciting episode of The Community.